Our next guest is a top athlete in an ancient sport. Logan Broadbent is one of 12 Americans who make up the United States Boomerang team. He is also a motivational speaker, encouraging others to turn their hobbies into a career, as he has done. Welcome to the program, Logan.
Thank you, Karen. Happy to be here.
You know, I never heard of this sport before we connected. How long has it been around? How did it originate?
You know, it's funny, I get that a lot. A lot of people haven't heard of boomerangs as a sport, at least in the United States. We're so distracted with football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and everything else. But it really has been an underground sport for quite a long time. It became popular in the United States back in probably the 1960s. And the Smithsonian Institute actually helped nurture the sport. They had boomerang making sessions and throwing sessions there in D.C. And then in 1980, the United States Boomerang Association formed. And we actually held the first World Championship in 1981, which was between Australia and the United States. So ever since, we've had World Championships about every 2 years. We compete all around the country throughout the year, and it's really a blast. It's something you got to see to believe.
How did you get involved with this?
You know, my dad actually was a boomerang competitor for years. He fell in love with the boomerang and became involved in the United States Boomerang Association. So I, unlike most throwers, grew up throwing and catching boomerangs. I tell people I was throwing boomerangs before I could walk. And so it's been a passion of mine, it's been a love of mine ever since I was born.
I guess you were born to do this.
Exactly, I didn't have a choice.
So let's talk about the actual boomerangs. Can you show me how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we have a lot of competition boomerangs here that you can see next to me. Most boomerangs we throw now have 3 wings instead of just the traditional 2-wing boomerang that most people think of. But I actually brought a boomerang here today to show you how to throw and catch, and I want you to try this too, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a fist.
Okay.
You're gonna pinch the boomerang with your thumb.
Okay.
And the boomerang's gonna be thrown straight up and down, nice and vertical. And if you throw it right, it'll curve out and around and come right back.
Okay.
Just like that. Go ahead, let's give it a shot.
I do not believe I can replicate this. Don't expect it to come back.
Oh, well, not bad, not bad.
Close.
Here, try this one.
Okay. You sure you want me to do this
Let's
again?
see it.
Okay, so.
Straight up and down. Nice, not bad. All right. So straight up and down, straight out, and there it is, right on your shoulder.
Now, do you foresee this as an Olympic sport?
You know, we do have ambitions of becoming an Olympic sport. We certainly have enough countries that participate around the world to make it an Olympic sport. The one thing that the Olympics requires is standardized equipment, but as boomerang throwers, we actually make most of our own boomerangs that we use in competition. So there's really nothing standardized about it. You have to be an inventor, a scientist, a craftsman in order to create great working boomerangs that you can use in competition.
Now, what does the competition involve? Is it a team sport, individual?
Good question. So there's both team and individual competitions, and each, as an individual, you compete in several different events. So there are actually 6 main events in a general tournament, and then there's also another event called distance, which is sometimes competed. But in most events, we do anything. Each event is made to do. Let me just try that again. Each event is made to do something different. It's made to test a different skill. So there's fast catch, where you're throwing and catching as quickly as possible. You have to throw and catch within a 4-meter circle, and the boomerang has to travel 20 meters. There's endurance, which is 5 minutes of fast catch. There's trick catch, where we're actually throwing 2 boomerangs at once, and we're catching behind the back, under the legs, with our feet. We do distance, maximum time aloft with composite boomerangs that are really technologically advanced and lightweight, and all sorts of different really neat events.
How does the team sport work? Is it like football or soccer? Or do you have to make a goal, or is it just your scores combined together that make the team?
Absolutely. So in most of the team competitions, we're actually throwing and catching our own boomerangs. There won't be an event where somebody throws and I catch. But in some of the events, like 30-meter relay, we actually sprint against another team into the bullseye. We throw a 30-meter boomerang, catch the boomerang, run back and tag our teammates, and they go and do the same thing. So it's a matter of quickness, it's a matter of speed. You really have to rely on your teammates to perform well in the competition. And we have all sorts of different team events that test those different skills, just like individuals.
How are you training for this? What do you have to do to train?
Well, boomerang throwing is unique and similar to baseball pitching, where you can't practice every single day where you're throwing, nonstop. It's too much wear and tear on the elbow and on the shoulder. So we do a lot of different cross training. So I tend to run, I do marathons, I do triathlons just to stay in shape, to stay healthy. And then just a little bit of weight training throughout the week. And then I get out to throw, 2-3 times a week in those long sessions, and then maybe a couple shorter sessions in between.
So you're just like any other professional athlete. You're putting in a lot of time.
Absolutely. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, but when you're doing what you love, it's not a burden at all.
Now, this is something that you're obviously very passionate about, and I wanted to ask you how it's changed your life, but it seems like it's been your life.
It has, but I can't imagine my life without boomerangs. I mean, just the fact that it has been my passport to the world. It's allowed me to go to places like Australia, Japan, France, Germany, Brazil. I've gotten to go all over and meet people from all different walks of life. Within our sport, we have doctors, lawyers, carpenters, electricians, business people, bankers, just all sorts of different backgrounds and experiences. And we all share this one thing in common. So it's really something special to go to the World Championships, to see your friends from these different countries, and to share the sport and the spirit of competition.
Do you have any words of wisdom for one of our viewers out there who might be passionate about something else that's a bit unique about
Absolutely.
Following your passion?
Yeah, when I think about health, when I think about happiness and wellness, I think about just taking what you love to do, finding your passion, and using that as motivation to be healthy and to better yourself. I think boomerangs has been that for me. It's something that I can do by myself, I can do with friends. It's something that I don't think about the exercise and the effort that I'm putting into it when I'm enjoying it as much as I am. And so whatever that happens to be, if it's walking your dog, if it's hiking, if it's tennis or anything else, just go do it and have fun. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. You got to have a good time in the meantime, and just find what it is you love to do and make it your passion.
How can people reach you if they want more information on this sport?
So if anybody wants to learn more about boomerangs, about the United States Boomerang Association, I would encourage them, they can email me at logan@usba.org, or they can check out theusba.org. They can check us out on Facebook at the United States Boomerang Team or the United States Boomerang Association, also on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
This has been so fun.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks for having me in.
We'll be right back with more Mind, Body, and Spirit.